welcome to my YouTube channel Hugar Social Academy. Dear students, as in the last video, I begin with the topic called as topic from the geography of class 10 standard, the 10th chapter called as India's geographical position and physical features. In our first topic, we moved with the geographical position as well as we talked about the physical division, and in that physical division we talked about the northern mountains. In that northern mountains again we talked related to three part of the northern mountains in the form of Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. And in that particular period we focused, we talked, we had description related to the number of northern mountains. Today in this session, this is the continuation of the same topic, geographical position and physical features, and we are on the second layer of the physical features. The second layer called as a northern great plain, and the third layer called as a peninsula plateau, and the fourth layer called as a coastal plain. Dear students, here on this map, as to make you very clear to understand, I have made up some of the points which will help you to easily to know where our second northern great plain lies, the second layer of the physical feature, third layer the peninsular plateau, and the fourth one is what coastal plain it is. Okay, let us begin our topic. Hope in the first video you have almost understood related to the mountainous part, but then also just have a small summary related to the northern mountains, which we said, which begin from the where, from the Ladakh region to up to the Arunachal Pradesh. In this part we have seen that the northern mountains, which has been divided into Himadri, Himachal, Shivalik. And in these mountains we see number of mountains, also high mountains. The first one here called as a Mount K2, Nanda Devi, D, a small letter I have written so that to cover up all the spaces. This is the Dhaulgiri, Gauri Shankar, Mount Everest, Mount Makalu and Kanchenjunga. Right? So it's on the edge. So just one more letter to just to have a recapitulation of this. Now we are on the way on the second layer or the second physical feature of the chapter called as a geographical position as well as physical features. Now dear students, here this is the second physical division called as a northern great plain, called as a northern great plain. This northern great plain is called as a great plain, okay, and with one more name called as Satluj Ganga plain, or this portion of area called as a Gangetic delta, called as a Gangetic delta. Now if you look over, right, over to this second part of the physical feature, the question arises related regarding why this surface area is being called as a great plain. Now this is called as a great plain, it's because the river, now here to make you to more easy to understand, dear students, here in the three layer form I have marked. So three layer form in the sense, these are nothing but these are the flow of the river it is. So here we are having Ganga river, its tributary called as Yamuna river and Kosi river, which almost covers, and here some portion of the Satluj river. Now as the Mount Ganga river which flows from the mountainous area and the Kosi river too, it has been found that the Ganga river which flows from the mountainous area, while the other number of river which comes from the mountainous area, they bring huge amount of alluvial soil, which is very rich in the where in the related to the fertility part. Okay, while they covering from the upside, they bring huge amount of humus and they go on depositing in the this large surface of area. Due to this reason, it has been found that as surface area has been plain, it's a flat, huge amount of humus will be deposited over there, which later helps in the way in the form of in the agriculture sector. Due to this reason, here this this surface area is called as a northern great plain. It has been referred. Okay, and we very well know this student that since from the long ancient time, human beings have been settled in those area where availability of water and some portion of land which quite helpful for the having their production of the food related. So northern great plain, it is there, it call itself as a great plain. It's because of the huge amount of alluvial soil which has been deposited over here. So this is here, this is the second layer of which one, second layer of the our physical division or physical feature of the country called as India. Down to this edge of the northern great plain, I will be the nothing but it's a start of the northern start of the peninsular plateau. Dear students, here might you see the black color mark, okay, which specifies or which says related to that. It begins from the way from the Vindhya ranges to the Mahadevo range, to the Maikal range, to the Chota Nagpur plateau, up to some portion of Rajmahal hills, okay, and goes towards the western part of, if it is talked here, it reaches up to the where, up to the Kanyakumari. And the marks which you are seeing in this form, okay, these are nothing but they are the western ghats. They are the western ghats which lies towards where, towards the western part of India. And towards the eastern part of India, these are the some of the ghats which are called as the eastern ghat of India, which lies towards where, towards the eastern side, towards the Bay of Bengal. Okay, this side towards the Arabian Sea and that side towards the Bay of Bengal. Dear, this peninsular plateau which is here, this is roughly triangular in shape, not in a proper triangular in shape. This is roughly triangular shape. It's because it moves a little bit up to the Chota Nagpur plateau to up to Rajmahal hills it covers. This is the reason it is not totally triangular in a shape. Moreover, this plateau is been referred as a peninsular plateau as well as Deccan plateau. Peninsular plateau, why we say it's because of the three part of the area. This side towards the western side, it's the Arabian Sea. Down, it's the Indian Ocean, and towards this, it will be the Bay of Bengal. Due to this reason, it has its name called as a peninsular plateau. Its total geographical area, if we talk about this whole geographical area, we can understand that this covers 16 lakh square kilometer of area. It's a 16 lakh square kilometer of area total our peninsular plateau it is. Okay, our peninsular plateau is having its own significance, own importance it is there, right, due to the these western ghat as well as the eastern ghat. And here we see that here the Aravalli range, towards the Aravalli range, towards the Rajasthan, we are having a Mount Abu, the Vindhya range, down to its Satpura range has been there, Mahadevo range, Maikal range, towards the Maikal range, we are having Amarkant hills are there, towards Chota Nagpur plateau, right? Upside Rajmal hills has been there. Okay, these all forms which one forms, and down if we come, we are having Annamalai hills here. It is there. Okay, and here the in the southern part of India, the highest peak, Annamudi peak with the 2,665 meters. Towards here we see Armakonda hills are is been there, located in the Andhra Pradesh. Here Mahendragiri hills is there, located in the Odisha. So these are some of the high peaks which we see in the peninsular plateau, which we see in the peninsular plateau. Okay, dear, regarding this, if we talk, this is such an important topic as exam point of view. It's because many times the questions are being asked in the annual exam, in the supplementary also, regarding importance of the peninsular plateau, first question, and second question, distinguish between the western ghat as well as the eastern ghat, distinguish between western ghat as well as the eastern ghat. Dear students, let us have some sort of distinguish related to the western ghat as well as the eastern ghat, we say. Okay, now when we talk about western ghat, when we talk about western ghat, which begins from here Gulf of Kambat. Gulf of Kambat. From here to up to the where? Up to the Kanyakumari. First point. If we talk about Western Ghat, okay, from Gulf of Kambat to up to the where? Up to the Kanyakumari. And toward this eastern part, if we look, we see from the Kanyakumari to up to the Gangetic Delta. From the Kanyakumari to up to the where? Up to the Gangetic Delta. Our Western Ghat which is there, Western Ghat, it lies between two coasts. It lies between two coasts. Upper portion called as a Konkan coast, down portion it is called as a Malabar coast. Upper portion called as a Konkan coast, down it is called as a Malabar coast. And if you look towards the eastern part or towards the Eastern Ghat is divided into two coasts again. It lies between Coromandel coast and Utkal coast. It lies between Coromandel coast and Utkal coast. We have said what we have said the first point. It starts from the Gulf of Kambat to Kanyakumari, Western Ghat. Eastern Ghat from Kanyakumari to the Gangetic Delta. Second point, Western Ghats lies between Konkan coast and Malabar coast. Eastern Ghats lies between Coromandel coast and Utkal coast. Let's go with the third differentiate. Dear, you are seeing in the mark. Here I have marked continuous, I have marked. So this shows what it is, that mountains here are continuous. So what we say, the Western Ghats are continuous. Western Ghats are continuous. But whereas if you look over here, there is a gap. This shows what it is, that Eastern Ghats are not continuous. So we'll make one more easy differentiate what it is. Western Ghats are continuous, Eastern Ghats are uncontinuous. Okay. Another side, the surface area is high. So the fourth point, Western Ghats are high. Western Ghats are high, as whereas Eastern Ghats are low. Western Ghats are high, Eastern Ghats are low. Okay. Fourth point, I will repeat once again. Western Ghats, which stretches from Gulf of Kambat to Kanyakumari, towards Eastern Ghat from Kanyakumari to Gangetic Delta. Second point, Western Ghats lies between the Konkan coast and Malabar coast. Eastern coast lies between Coromandel and Utkal coast. Third point, Western Ghats are continuous, Eastern Ghats are uncontinuous. Western Ghats are high, Eastern Ghats are low. To the one who could not able to keep little bit in a mind, we can add very simple point. Those who feel that keeping these many points are also tough, two more very simple points, like Western Ghats lies towards the Arabian Sea. Very simple. Western Ghats lies towards the Arabian Sea. Eastern Ghats lies towards the Bay of Bengal. Western Ghats lies towards Arabian Sea. Eastern Ghats lies towards Bay of Bengal. One more very simple. Western Ghats lies towards the western side. Eastern Ghats lies towards the eastern side. This is one of the very simple distinguish. So we here, when we went with the differentiate between Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat, we made four difference between the Western and Eastern Ghat. Dear, in this Western and Eastern Ghat, if we talk, our Western Ghat and our Eastern Ghat, they meet at the place called as Nilgiri. Dodda Betta lies in the where? In the Karnataka. Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat meets at a place called as a Nilgiri, and here in the south down to here we are having Annamalai Hills, and in this Annamalai Hills, highest peak called as a Annamudi Peak with 2665 meters, highest one. Moreover, this side as we have Armakonda, which lies in the Andhra Pradesh, and Mahendragiri Hills, which lies in the where? In the Odisha. We look over. Moreover, dear, after learning, hope you have understood. Moreover, little bit one more step we will move forward, and we get Dear, in this part, now again, as I say, now one more here what we see, as when we, this is all related to the, which one? Related to the peninsular plateau. When we come to the fourth layer, when we come to the way to the fourth layer, we will talk related to the coastal plain. This is the coastal plain, okay, which is in between the this Western Ghat. It's a coastal plain, and here this is a called as a coastal plain. We call it as a western coastal plain, we call it as a eastern coastal plain. We call it as a western coastal plain and we call it as a eastern coastal plain. Now, when we talk about western coastal plain and eastern coastal plain, here also these are also lies towards the way towards the peninsular plateau. So here let us make small differences regarding the coastal plain. Now when we talk about the coastal plain, dear, again coastal plain, some points will be repeated of Western Ghat as well as the Eastern Ghat, as even our coastal plain, which starts from the way from the Gulf of Kamba to the Kanyakumari, Western coastal plain, Eastern coastal plain Kanyakumari to up to the way up to the Gangetic Delta. Our western coastal plain, from the in between the Konkan coast to Malabar coast, eastern coastal plain Coromandel to the Utkal coast. Western coastal plain lies towards the Arabian Sea. Eastern coastal plain lies towards the Bay of Bengal. Western coastal plain lies towards the Arabian Sea. Eastern coastal plain lies towards the Bay of Bengal. Western coastal plain, they are near to the Lakshadweep, and here they are near to the Arabian Sea. So in this way, what we can do, easily we can differentiate between the western coastal plain as well as the eastern coastal plain. We can divide it. Okay. Now the peninsular plateau, which we said it is having its own importance, right? Why we said it is having its own importance? It's because it has been found that these peninsular plateau or these Western Ghats or these Eastern Ghats, these mountains, they carry heavy amount of forest as well as the high hills, which makes what it is that they are quite helpful in the way in the birth of the number of rivers. Moreover, they are huge deposition, western as well as eastern, they are the huge deposition of the minerals. Fishery business, helping in the production of hydroelectricity. This is the reason we prefer even peninsular plateau, as it is having its own importance. In the same way, the Konkan coast is also having its own importance. Okay, Konkan coast also plays a very our western coastal plain and our eastern coastal plain both plays a very important role in helping in bringing the economy of the country called as India, as their area, as they are touched with a large water body towards the western side Arabian Sea, downside in the south Indian Ocean, and towards the eastern side we are having Bay of Bengal. Moreover, dear, if we come to the last topic of this chapter called related to the islands, we are having near about 247 islands. Towards the Arabian Sea, we are having a Lakshadweep Islands, which are formed with the coral rocks. Here, 43 islands are there. Towards the Arabian Sea, we are having the island called as Lakshadweep Islands, which are formed with the coral rocks with the 43 islands. And here towards the eastern part of, here we see, here towards the eastern part, here we see Andaman Nicobar Islands, which are been formed with volcanic rocks with 204 islands. So total number of islands 204 plus 43 is equal to 247 islands we are been having. Here also easily we can make the differentiate, right? If it has been asked, differentiate between the Andaman Nicobar Island as well as the Lakshadweep Islands. Very simple way we will do. Even you can also by just by seeing the map itself, what you can easily make up the difference. The first point, Lakshadweep Islands, they lies in the Arabian Sea. Andaman Nicobar Islands, they lies in the Bay of Bengal. Lakshadweep Islands, they are found with the coral rocks. Andaman Nicobar Islands, they are found with the volcanic rocks. In the Lakshadweep Islands, we get 43 islands. Here in the Andaman Nicobar, 204 islands. Very simple way. Moreover, one more, it lies Andaman Nicobar, they lies towards the eastern side. Lakshadweep they lies towards the western side. So in this way, our four physical divisions are being divided. Okay, so very small recapitulation within in 2 to 3 minutes. What we will do? See here, we moved with the second physical division. This second physical division is called as a Northern Great Plain. Okay, here we will see a number of ranges called as Aravalli Range, Vindhya Range is there, some more Satpura Range it comes. Amarkant Hills is there, Rajmahal Hills is there. This is called as a Great Plain. It's because of huge deposition of alluvial soil brought up by the rivers which flows from the northern part of India and deposits in the plain surface area, which is very suitable for the agriculture sector to the even to the industrial sector. Another side, this is a peninsular plateau which is of 16 lakh square kilometer of area stretched. This peninsular plateau is roughly triangular in a shape. This peninsular plateau which is having western ghats towards the western side, eastern ghats towards the eastern side. Okay, moreover, the river called as Narmada river as well as the Tape river. Okay, Narmada river as well as the Tape river. This side we are having Mahanadi river here, we are having Godavari river here, we will have Krishna river, we will have Kaveri river. Regarding rivers, one more within my one more session, I will come particularly related to the number of rivers in the northern as well as in the southern part of India. We will have topic on that. Here, if we on the if you go with the differences towards the western ghat and eastern ghats, western ghats Gulf of Kamba to the Kanyakumari, eastern ghats Kanyakumari to the Gangetic Delta. Again, western ghats lies between Konkan and Malabar, lies between eastern ghats lies between Utkal and Coromandel, right? Western Western Ghats they are continuous, Eastern Ghats they are not continuous. Western Ghats are high, Eastern Ghats are low. In the same way, when we come to the Western Coastal Plain, Eastern Coastal Plain, we will see Western Coastal Plain again Gulf of Kamba to Kanyakumari, Eastern Coastal Plain Coromandel to the way to the Utkal or up to the Gangetic Delta, Konkan coast and Malabar coast in between, western coastal plain, eastern coastal plain, again from the Coromandel to the Utkal here it is there. Okay, now western coastal plain lies between Western Ghat and Arabian Sea. Eastern coastal plain lies between Eastern Ghat and between the Bay of Bengal it is there. Okay, moreover if we go to the next point called as islands, our islands called Lakshadweep lies towards the Arabian Sea, Andaman Nicobar towards the Bay of Bengal. Again differentiate. Lakshadweep Islands are found with coral rocks. They are found with volcanic rocks. Lakshadweep 43 islands, Andaman Nicobar 204 islands. In this way, so this was a small summary related to the topic called as physical division of India. So hope in this topic almost we have covered all the number of mountains which lies over and some of the important rivers also. So this is all regarding the first topic of the geography called as India geographical position and physical features of the country called as India. Okay, and I suggest to all of you to observe this properly. Number of points which are been mentioned on the board, look over it, listen this properly. If you want to refer, you can keep your textbook also in front of you, which will help you lot, as the number of markings have already been done here. It will help you easily to understand from the northern mountains to up to the islands. If you any queries related to this chapter, further in our next classes we will definitely, on the base of your queries, we will once again we will have a discussion on it. Till that time, have a proper and a good day. And if you liked this, or if you are having any more comments related to the topics, you just once in my links. You just move over it, have a comment on it, and then we can work together related to more clearance of. And if you loved, if you liked this, and you felt that this should be shared to the some more to your partners, then definitely please subscribe my channel and make that every student should get a proper knowledge related to the topics. Let me come with a new more topic in my next video. Thank you all of you.